When we look at our skill trees inside of Call of Dragons, there are so many important things that we want to get to. There's so many things that we want to do. And as we always are progressing towards T4s, you're just trying to get that progression done as quickly as possible. Oftentimes along the way, we will sometimes forget stuff and things will be left behind, and we never look back, as after we get to our T4s, we then try working up to our T5s. Essentially, we're always trying to have the strongest troops available on the battlefield, but oftentimes we neglect things that will help our troops be even stronger that are in between the levels of troop. So, Volt, my leader over in the Blood Moon Alliance, reached out to me and noticed that I was actually missing some stuff that was very important. So let me kind of take you on this journey. And now remember guys, this weekend, today and tomorrow, we have a massive war, going to be probably the largest war ever inside of Call of Dragons, where Blood Oath, Blood Moon, and all the Blood family combines to take down another region of this game inside of our server. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I believe we're going to be fighting the Chinese Alliance, which is extremely strong. It's going to be a great battle. I'm looking forward to it. Lots of great action. I'll be live streaming as much of that as I can and bringing you highlight videos as to what has happened throughout that in case I can't live stream the event. It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 day war ongoing. So first of all, as we got to our tier 3s, we were feeling all right. We got tier 3s, we could start engaging in battle. Along the way, we did as much as we could. We found some stuff from when we were scouting. And, well, the first thing that I was neglecting here, as you can see, ranged assault, very important, increases the ranged attack units. So if you're using mages or archers, you're going to want to hit that up, which I am. But I kind of neglected ranged protection. So when I send my T3s out and I may be battling some T4s, I'm getting a lot of counterattack damage that I'm taking to my troops. My troops are not dealing with it well. And even if I'm not being attacked, I will take damage and eventually die to T4s and definitely T5s just from counterattack damage. Part of the reason is my ranged protection increased the defense of my ranged units. Was not there. And you know what? Because we have our war happening, I should probably speed this up right now. We're going to go with the as much as we can. We're going to really be doing a bunch of speed ups throughout the day today, just so that we can make sure that we get this stuff upgraded that's going to protect me. Now, range protection is one, which I have more that I need to do, but there's a little bit more here that was also neglected, and it has to do with being right here after intelligence gathering. We have first aid. This is going to increase the HP of all of your units, no matter what type. I've neglected that. We have assault strategies, increases the attack of all units. I did a bunch of that because I like the offensive part of it, but still the defensive part is important. And check this out, defensive formations, I have not put any research into this. Increases the defense of all units. I need to research this, and we need to get Alliance help. These are the 5 things that are often neglected early on inside of the military tech tree that will enhance your survival rate in these battles. Your defensive formations, attacks, assault strategies 1, first aid, ranged protection, and ranged assault. Now, it was easy for me to say, okay, I'm going to go after ranged assault and assault strategies because I want to drop more damage. But we tend to neglect the idea of counterattack damage and how brutal it is to watch your troops just die because the counterattack is taking them down and beating them down over time, even if we're not being attacked. Now, on top of that, I really did value pathfinding. As you can see, further increases your legion's march speed. I thought this was super important, and march speed is important. It helps you get away from battles if you want, but as Volt was kind of informing me on, if you have superior tactics in movement, meaning you're really good at moving around the map, city hopping and things like that, pathfinding is less important than the defensive things that we spoke of just a moment ago. So it's important that I share that with you, being a content creator and trying to give you guys the best information here so that you could have your best game inside of Call of Dragons. It's important that I share that with you and don't just keep the information for myself. Now, for me right here, I do have tier 4 Vestals, And in about 6 days, I mean, I could speed it up now, but it's not worth it for me at this point in time. I won't have enough to make a full army yet. But very soon, I'm going to be able to build a full second tier 4 army behind strong heroes. So if I go out of here really quickly, and we will return to this because we have more to say here. When we go look at my Vestals, I've been upgrading them. Check it out. We have 0 tier 3s, 0 tier 2s, a bunch of tier 1s, and actually a couple of these are out in the battlefield. What I've been doing is trying to get a full army, which I've now accomplished. So let me show you my process here. I'm going to come over here and just start fresh with you so you can see what this looks like and how I do it, especially when there's battles coming up, right? We'll just quicken that up. So rather than coming over here and training tier 4s, which takes 16 hours to train 1,000 of them, I will come here and upgrade. The tier 3s take less time to upgrade than tier 2s, and tier 2s take less time to upgrade than tier 1s. But we only have tier 1s left. So we're going to come over here, hit the up button. Don't make the mistake like I made in a previous video where you just hit train. Hit the up button, the arrow up, and it will tell you how much it costs and how much time it takes to promote level 1 Vestals to level 4. I'm going to do the promotion. I need a bunch of resources, so we're going to grab them from our stash. And then we're going to go right ahead and promote them. It's going to take 13 hours and 22 minutes. And then those tier 1s will be tier 4. Now, if we come up here and we look at what I actually have, you'll notice we're going to go with all Vestals, 79,000 tier 4 Vestals. At this point in time, with the load capacity and with the troop capacity that I have, that will be a full march for me, which gives me the ability to bring an absolutely full march, all tier 4s, which can do some damage. Now, I will lose to tier 5s, obviously, but it will do a heck of a lot more damage than if I'm coming in with tier 4s and tier 3s, which don't do much against tier 5s at all. So the next step is going to be to take all these tier 3 ballistas, or my archers, and upgrade them into tier 4s once I unlock that military tech. So that's the whole focus here. I did not upgrade tier 1s to tier 2s. I didn't upgrade tier 2s to tier 3s. I waited until I had tier 4s unlocked. Then I upgraded my tier 1s, my tier 2s, and my tier 3s, actually in the opposite order. So tier 3s first, because they're the quickest and least expensive, then tier 2s, and then tier 1s. So I want to really quickly go back to our research. And what I probably would do at this point in time, being that we have war coming, what I want to do is make sure all my helps come in. And at this point in time, I can get 25 helps. And this is really cool. So defensive formations to level 1, I've reduced 28 minutes so far with 24 of the helps from that. The larger the research that you're doing, the longer time it takes, the more time that's taken off with each of the helps. So as soon as one more help comes in, I'm going to be able to go, because I'll wait for it, and I'm going to be able to go and speed that up, upgrade it really quickly, and then get another level of that going. Before I get into war, I'd like to have that upgraded a few notches, because it's going to allow players that have T3s and T4s to fare better against players that have higher level troops that maybe have missed those types of upgrades along the way because they were rushing to get themselves to that next tier level. Think about it. When you're rushing along, whether you're a spender or a free-to-play player and you're just rushing through the trees, we do miss a lot of stuff. You can't hit everything along the way because you will run out of resources, you will run out of speed ups, unless if you will buy literally everything inside of the game. Well, then there's nothing you could do about that. You're gonna take a beating to those players. But for me, right now, with an hour and 37 left, I'm gonna wait for that final help. I'll speed this up and I will get the next level going. The focus of this video is don't make the mistake that I made, especially if you have a big war coming up. Defense formations. And I'm talking, even if we take out the assault ones, the ones that are gonna make your attack stronger, increases the attack, in my opinion, the most important are gonna be the first aid, increases the HP, is going to be the defensive formations, which increases their defense, and is going to be your ranged protection, increases the range unit defense. Those three are key. Then assault strategies, gaining the attack of all your units and increasing the range attack unit if you're using ranged troops right there. If you're not, if you're using melee, you have melee protection, which increases the unit defense of all melee, and melee assault increases the attack, the melee unit attack, which I'm not using melee. When I was starting the game, I didn't realize what I would be using, so I obviously wasted some points there. But it's okay, we are all progressing. Talent trees, skill trees, military tech, and your economy tech does not get reset. These all remain what they are when you have an end of a season. The only thing that we do lose is the tree that is right over here. This is our policies. Remember, our policies will all reset, and then we'll have to do the dragon trails over again to unlock our policies again. But don't ever spend your gems on policies. Remember, that was one of our tips we talked about. So here are the 5: ranged assault, ranged protection, defensive formations, assault strategies, and first aid. We have a war happening this weekend. The war is going to be crazy, and it's going to be, like I mentioned, the largest war that Call of Dragons has ever seen. I don't want you guys to miss it. If you enjoy my content, if you found this video valuable, or if you want to tune into the wars, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the valuable content I'm bringing you, trying to make you a better Call of Dragons player.